Hello guys, welcome once again to another tutorial. In today's tutorial I'll be showing you guys how to draft a pattern for this exaggerated A-line gown with queen Anne neckline and also funnel sleeves. If it sounds good to you and it's something you love to learn, please stay tuned and watch the end of this video. If you are also new to my channel, please don't forget to click on the subscribe button and join the family. With that being said guys, let's get right into this video. So for the front pattern, I already went ahead to place some measurements on it, as you can see. So from the shoulder to the bust line, which is 11 inches, I placed that, and then the shoulder to the half length, which is 17 inches for the front pattern. And then from that, I also came down 10 inches from the waistline for the hip line, and then the full length is going to be 35 inches, full length from the shoulder. And then I'll just go ahead and use marker to highlight the full length, the hip line, the waistline, and also the bust line. Now from the bust point, I came up 2 inches, which will serve as the chest line for this pattern. And then for the shoulder width, I came out 7.5 inches for half of my shoulder, and I also marked it on the chest line and I connected it on a straight line like so. And then I came down 1 inch for the shoulder slope, and then for the neck measurement, won't be needing it, but just for reference, I used 3 inches by 3 inches, and then I connected the shoulder slope like so. Now, because I'm not going to be adding any darts to these bodies, I'm just only going to be adding the side dart. So I'm just going to be placing the nipple to nipple measurement of 4.5 inches right there as the apex. It's going to be serving as a reference for when I'm going to be drawing the side darts later on. So after doing that, I'm just going to go ahead now and measure how low I want the neckline of this dress to be. So I'm going to be coming down 8 inches from the shoulder line. That is how low I want it to be. Now it depends on what you want. You could go lower or higher, totally depends on your preference. So after marking the 8 inches, I'm going to be drawing the armhole curve. So I'll go over to that line right there, mark the midpoint, and then from the midpoint I'll come out by half an inch, and then I'll go over to the chest line to impute my bust circumference. So my bust circumference is 40 divided by 4 will give me 10. So I place that, and after doing that, I'll just connect the line together to draw the armhole curve like so. So the next thing that I'll do is to draw a straight line across to form the new neckline, and then from the edge of the armhole I'm going to be coming out 1 inch, so I'll just mark that like so. The next thing that I will do is to mark the width of my shoulder. So I'll just take my tape and place it on the edge of that shoulder slope like so and measure 4 inches. That is how wide I want my shoulder to be. And then from that point, I'll just connect it straight down to the 1 inch that I came out by earlier to form the slope or the shape of the Queen Anne design. The next thing that I'll be doing now is to contour the top of the shoulder to reduce any form of gaping. So I'll take the midpoint of the shoulder, that's 2 inches, and then I'll come down from 2 inches by 0.25 inch, and then from that point I'll connect to the two edges of the shoulder like so. So what I'm doing right there is trying to reduce the slope at that shoulder strap because I don't want it to gape. It's optional. You can leave it if you want, then you'll be cutting it out later when you cut on fabric to reduce gaping. So I'm going to be removing about 0.25 from that area. You can choose any area you want, or you can just leave it and then trim it off later. So I'm going to be marking it in form of a dart, so I hope you understand, and then I'll just be trimming off the excess later. Now the next thing I'll do is to go to the chest area like so, and then come in by about either 0.25 or half an inch, depends on what you want, to tighten up that chest area. And then from that point I'm going to be connecting straight to the neck area on a slanted line, and then from the bottom part as well I'll be connecting straight to the 0.5 or 0.25 I chose to use on the chest on a slanted line to reduce the volume at the chest like so. And really, you can just do what works for you. You might even decide not to remove anything from the chest area. You might just leave it like this, depends on you. Now I'll go back to my chest area and replace whatever I removed from the chest for tightening. I'm going to replace it back to the bust measurement, whether it's 0.5 inch or 0.25. I'll replace it back so I don't have shortage of fabric. And then on my waist, I'll go ahead and input my waist circumference divided by 4, and then I'll go to the hip line and also place my hip circumference divided by 4. After placing it, I'm going to be adding extra 3 inches to the measurement. Remember, this is an exaggerated A-line gown, so we are going to be adding extra volume. So I'm adding 3 inches extra to the normal hip circumference. I hope you understand. So I'll just connect from the bust to the waist like so, and then I'll go to the hip line and measure what I have, the total amount there, and then I'll transfer it to the hem line like so. So I'll be able to connect the 2 points together to complete the side seam of this outfit. And then I'll just use marker to further highlight the side seam like so. Then I'll go over to the slope right there or the strap and I'll highlight it, and I'll also highlight the new neckline like so. So I'll just connect that point together to divide the upper part from the lower part. So the upper part is going to be the yoke. So the next thing to create now is the side dart. So in order for me to do that, I'll be subtracting the half length of the back from the half length of the front. So in this case, the half length for the front is 17 inches while the back is 15. So 17 minus 15 will give me 2 inches, meaning I'm going to be taking 2 inches dart at the side. So from the bust line, I came down 2 inches. Now from the apex, I'm going to be moving out 1 inch from the apex, and the apex being the nipple to nipple point, so I came out 1 inch. Now from the new point that I came out by, I'm going to be connecting from that point towards the side to form this dart. So I'll connect it to the 2 inch mark like so, and then I'll be dividing it into two, 1 inch on both sides to form the middle of this dart, just like I'm doing. And then I'll just use marker to further highlight this dart at the side. So the next thing that I will do is to close the side dart like so, because I want to through the side seam and I want to make the dart leg equal when you're transferring to fabric. So I'm going to be using my masking tape to hold this paper down so I can close it temporarily like so. And then after doing that, I'll just take my ruler and connect from the bust point towards the waistline so I can make that side seam equal. That way the dart leg is going to be equal when you're sewing on fabric. So that's just what I'm doing. So I'm going to be using my tracing wheel now to trace this line that I've drawn so I can draw the shape of the dart leg. So what I'm just doing is using pencil to draw the shape of the dart leg, and after I'm done doing that, I'll just go ahead and cut this pattern out. And please guys, if you made it so far in this video, please don't forget to give me a giant thumbs up and share this video. If you are also new to my channel here, please don't forget to click on the subscribe button. Thank you. So what I'm just doing is cutting through the small dart that I made at the strap earlier, and then I'm just using masking tape to close it up so I can reduce the length of that strap right there. Again, this is optional. You can just trim off the extra fabric later. So after cutting the front pattern, this is what we have. So for the pattern piece for the front, you'll be cutting just one because you'll be cutting it on fold, and then for the strap, you'll be cutting 2 pieces for that. Now the next thing we are going to be doing now is cutting the back pattern. So for the back pattern, the half length for the back is 15 inches while the front is 17, remember. So every other thing remains the same. The length of the outfit is the same. The hip line, the shoulder to bust is the same. The length of the shoulder width 7.5 is also the same. And also for the neck width, I came out 3 inches by 1.5 inches. The neck circumference is really not important. We're just using that for reference. Then from the bust line, I came up 2 inches for the chest line, just like I did for the front. From that point, I came down 1 inch for the shoulder slope and connected back to the neckline. And then on the chest line, I placed my chest circumference divided by 4. After placing that, I just connected it back to the shoulder slant like so to form the hammer curve. And then for the depth of the neck, I'm going to be coming down 9 inches. It's 1 inch deeper than the front neckline. So I just mark the 9 inches all through towards the armhole like so. Then I'm just going to draw a straight line across this new neckline. Now from that line, I'm going to be coming out 0.5 inch like so. And then I'll be marking 4 inches for the width of the shoulder, just like I did for the front. And then from that point, I'll connect straight to the half an inch that I marked earlier on a slanted line like so. And then I'll take the midpoint of the width of this shoulder, which is 2 inches. Now from the midpoint, I'm going to be coming down by 0.25 inch to contour this shoulder. And then from that point, I'll be connecting to the edge like so. So at this strap area, I'm going to be taking out about 0.5 inch of that in order for me to reduce the length of that slope. So that's just what I'm doing right there. And then after that, I'll just be imputing my waist circumference wherever I fall, and then I'll be transferring the hip circumference from the front pattern to the back so that it will be equal. I'll just mark that on the back pattern and also at the hem, like so. And then I'll just label the 1 inch zipper allowance that I left at the center back, like so. After doing that, I'll just connect all these points together to form the side seam. Now I'm just measuring the bust to the waist to make sure that what I have at the back is equal to what I have at the front side when I close the bust dart or the side dart, and which is the same. As you can see, it's the same. After closing the bust dart, we're going to be having the same side seam from the bust to the waist, like so. Now I'm just going to be highlighting the slope right there, the strap, and then the new neckline for the back. And then I'll just separate this yoke from the lower part, and then for the back we'll be cutting two pieces for that because it has a zipper at the back. And I'm just going to be drawing the darts for this strap, like so. And after doing that, I'll just go ahead and cut out this pattern. Now I'm just going to be cutting through the darts that I have at the strap to reduce the length, and then I'll be using masking tape to cover it up, to close it up, and then I'll be redrawing the shape of this strap. I'll just place it on another paper and then redraw it and then cut it out, like so. And like I mentioned earlier, it's totally optional. You can just go ahead and cut your shoulder strap like so without adding any dart, and then on fabric, when you have any excess fabric, you just trim it off. So for this shoulder yoke, we're going to be having two pieces for that. So with that being said, I'll just go ahead now and cut this pattern out. And then the next thing that I will do now is to trim this excess length from the back pattern. I'm having extra length there because of the half length that we did. You know, the half length of the front and back is not the same. That's why we are having extra 2 inches for the back pattern. So I'll just make sure that I align it together and then I trim off the excess from the back pattern, like so, making sure that the center back and the center front are the same length, like the way I'm doing. So I'll just trim the excess at the edge so we can have equal length for both the front and back. And on that note, guys, we've come to the end of today's tutorial. In my next video, I'll be showing you guys how to cut and sew this on fabric, and also how to cut the funnel sleeves. So please make sure you tune in for that. And if you're new to my channel, you haven't subscribed yet, please go ahead and click on the subscribe button. Also, don't forget to share my video and also give me a giant thumbs up. So till I see you in my next one, guys, bye.